This is Bournemouth Student Radio. Nerve.
Hello and welcome to Nerve Radio. I'm Josh and I'm your head of training for this year, and in this video I'll be showing you how to use the desk, how to use Myriad, and also some other tips and tricks. Okay, so this is the main studio, Studio A, and you've got here the presenter's mic, you've got the guest mic, you've got the mixing desk here where you'll do sort of all your controlling of the faders. You've also got Myriad, which is our computer we use. You've got the Tweets computer, which does text as well, and you've got the CD players over here. This is the view from the presenter's side. So you've got the presenter mic here and you've got the desk. The desk, you've got your two microphone faders there, which you can bring up and down like that, and then you've got on and off buttons to switch them on and off, obviously. The trims there, you can control the level, the microphone levels here. I'll talk more about that later. You've got your carts here, so you've got cart 1, cart 2, cart 3 and cart 4, which are your 4 carts on Myriad. The first fader will be CD1, and then the second fader will double up to be cart 1 and CD2. All of them have the same type of faders and also on and off buttons. You've also got the cue buttons here. If you press one of these when the faders are down, you can cue up certain songs so you can listen to them without them going out on air. If you want to change the input, you can use the input button here. That can change between input A and input B. So for example, this one will do CD1 and also Studio B. So if you want CD1, you'd go on input A. If you want Studio B, you'd switch it to input B. If you need to check your microphone levels, which you will need to do before the start of every show, what you do is you cue up your microphone. So as you saw before, you have both buttons off with the faders down. Click cue firstly on the presenter microphone and you will start to see the fader respond to your voice. Then you can use the trim buttons to move it up and down. So if you move it up, you can see it's sort of heading towards the top end of 7. If you move it down, you can see it's sort of going all the way down to sort of 2 and 3. Ideally, you want it between 5 and 6. So the best thing to do is just talk into the microphone and just play with the levels until it reaches 5 and 6. Any higher than 6 and you sound a bit distorted, so obviously you don't want that. You can now do the same on the guest mic. So if you click cue as usual and move the faders around, you can do exactly the same. So the other thing you need to check is that sound levels are between 4 and 5. How to do that is, again, the same place that you checked your presenter and guest mic levels. If you have a look, it should be peaking at no more than 5 and should be between 4 and 5. So for example, this one is sort of a bit quieter. So if you adjust the trim, so there it's sort of more towards the top end of 5. So to control the headphone levels, it's at the far right of the desk. You've got your levels at the bottom and then the guest levels at the top. All you have to do is just turn the dial until it sounds good in your headphones. Okay, so if you want to play your phone or something from your laptop through the desk, you can do. We've got a line in bit here where you can plug anything in with a headphone socket. So for example, I've plugged my phone in to play my co-presenter James saying something on the radio when he's not here. All you do is you want the end but one fader on input A for line in. You want to check the levels, so you do that by turning the fader down as usual. If I just bring that up. This is Nerve. Wait for the jingle to finish. And then all you do is you cue it up so it fades that down but it's still playing, and then you can test the levels.
Hello, it's James here. I can't make it into the show tonight, unfortunately, because I'm at a gig, but I've still managed to leave you with a showdown track for you all to enjoy.
So then that is that's now ready to play. if you unqueue it, put the fader up, and then when you're ready, fade Myriad down and play it.
Hello, it's James here. I can't make it into the show tonight, unfortunately.
This is Myriad, which is a lovely piece of software which you can use to do all your radio shows. This screen here is the log screen, and what that is it's all the songs that are going to be playing in the hour that you're on. So at the moment it's stopped on it played Teenage Icon and it's stopped now because I set it to. If I want to start it again, all I need to do is press the go button there. Then what it's doing is it's playing the next song in the queue. You've got your three settings it can be on. You've got live, auto or auto fade. Live is the one you'd use when you were actually presenting and you wanted to talk, so you'd keep that on all the way through your hour so that you can control Myriad. Auto isn't something you really need to bother about, and auto fade is the one that you put on. It's like autopilot, so it'd play the songs and keep to the hours basically. What you'd do is, say if you were starting a show, all you do is click live and it would give you full control of the screen. You've then got some icons here which you can change from green circles to red squares. I almost forgot what the shapes were then. So if you click that, it'll change to a red square, and that means that it's set to stop after that. So if I wanted it to stop after this song, I could click that, and then if I scroll to the end of the song, pretend it's finishing, so it's queued the next item up ready, but it won't play it until you press go. So now is your chance to be able to talk, or play something off a CD or whatever you want to do, and then when you're ready to go again, just click go.
You're in dub octave with the dirtiest bass line.
And it goes back to playing all the songs. If you want to skip a song on the log, all you need to do is the little music icon, just click on it, click on that one and it'll get rid of it. And if you want to add a song, you just drag it from this side. If you want to play your own song that's on the system, then all you need to do is go to this audio wall tab on the left hand screen. It'll give you a list of songs that you can play. The best thing to do is to click on the find button and you can search for it. So if I say want Psy and Gangnam Style, which is the song of the moment, then you just search for Psy there and it comes up. Then all you need to do is drag it into the playlist. So if I want it playing after this song Muse and Madness, I just drag it along and slot it in between, and now it's ready to play. So if I say go on to here and it's about to finish, it queues it up in the second cart. Yeah, you've got the intros, and that's the instrumental part that you can speak over. So if I demonstrate now, I'll introduce the next song. Park Life there on Nerve Radio. This is Josh Iredale. If you want to get in touch, you can tweet us at Nerve Radio, or you can text the studio. It's 077 66 40 41 42. But first, here's Bastille and Bad Blood. You can also use beds as well. We've got some Nerve Radio ones. You've either got branded or unbranded. Branded just basically means it's got the Nerve Radio ident at the start. Best thing to do is, if you want to use beds, just make sure you're confident in using them to start off with, because you don't want it drowning out your voice. And also drag it into cart number 4, as nothing gets scheduled in there, so you won't have to worry about sort of it being knocked out by Myriad. So for example, if I want this bed, Club Rules, all I need to do is drag it into cart 4, and then make sure the fader's up. It depends, really, you want the fader right up to start with, so when a song finishes you can just click on it.
Nerve Radio.
And then if you adjust the fader and sort of dip the levels up and down, you can sort of play around with it and talk over it and then fade it up again. So this little thing here is the overrun. The aim is to get that to 0 by the end of your show. So what you need to do is you need to get rid of songs that are causing it to overrun, and if you've got any underrun, which will be shown like this, you can get rid of that by basically talking or doing features in between, just anything to fill the time. This is the CD player for the studio, where you can play your own CDs and also use it as a backup just in case anything goes wrong with the computer. You've got your first CD, which is on the first fader, and the second CD is on the second fader, but you need to make sure they're both on input A. If you're an evening or a specialist show, you'll probably be using the CDs most of the time. Just get into the habit of making 2 CDs so that you can sort of seamlessly skip between both, rather than having to worry about skipping each track as the song's finishing. So if you want to start one, if you select the track you want, make sure you can cue it up or you can put it straight on. So if I uncue this, and then we've got Taylor Swift playing at the moment. So if I don't want Taylor Swift anymore, you can fade her down and play Train, and it's just the green play button. And then if you want to pause it, just press the button again, and selecting tracks is just through this little dial here, and that's it really. This is the Nerve touchscreen. This shows the tweets. You've got tweets or text, and you've also got the webcam. If you want to view each one, you can either use the mouse or you can click on it, and then it just brings up the different screens. With the text, ideally, well, you want them to put Nerve Radio at the front of their message, or else it won't come up on here. Emails is something older that we don't use anymore, and the tweets obviously will come through to the Nerve Radio Twitter account. If you want to go on webcam, if you click the webcam tab there, it will play an advert, but I've got it up here anyway, and that's basically the webcam view. It will show you when you're presenting, so you'll be able to adjust the webcam, and also at the bottom you can see how many viewers you've got as well, so you can see how well your show's doing. Okay, so bit of boring housekeeping now. Make sure the studio is kept clean for the next people and for the day after. Make sure you put all your rubbish in the bin. Also, if you want to plug things in, don't plug anything in this side of the studio, as if you do unplug anything, then it can basically crash the studio, basically, because if you unplug the computer, then Myriad goes down and the radio goes down, so don't do that. There is a plug down here hidden beneath the foam that you can plug your laptops into if you need to, but make sure you're using that plug only. Okay. Swearing as well. Make sure that all your songs, if you're specialist or if you're bringing your own music in, is checked for swearing. Make sure there's no sort of excessive drug use, basically anything that doesn't comply with Ofcom's code of conduct, which you can look at on the Ofcom website if you really want to. And also, finally, just a quick message on drinking and doing drugs while presenting. Just think of doing your show as driving a car. You wouldn't do it drinking, or you wouldn't do it doing drugs. So drive carefully.
Nerve.